Welcome to Raj Shikshan Samstha Western Region English Medium video series. So student, today's our topic is Standard 10th History and Political Science. Lesson number 2. Lesson name Historiography Indian Tradition. Today, in this lesson we have learned two topics. First is Tradition of Indian Historiography and our second topic is Indian Historiography Various Ideological Frameworks. So let's start our first topic. Tradition of Indian historiography. Historiography in the ancient period. We learnt about the Western traditions of historiography in the last lesson. In this lesson, we will know about the tradition of Indian historiography. In the ancient period in India, memories of great deeds of ancestors and mythological lore, also memories of social transitions, were preserved with the help of oral retales. The inscription on the Harappan seals and other artifacts confirm that Indians had mastered the art of writing as early as the 3rd millennium BCE or perhaps before that. However, the Harappan script is not yet successfully deciphered. The earliest known written documents of a historical nature found in India are in the form of inscriptions. They are dated to the 3rd century BC, that is Emperor Ashok Maurya's times. His edicts are inscribed on natural rocks and stone pillars. From the 1st century CE, inscriptions begin to occur on coins, metal, images, and sculptures, and also on copper plates. They provide important historical information. We get to know about the dates of various kings, dynastic genealogies, territorial extent, and administration of various empires and kingdoms, and also important political events, social organization, climate, famines, etc. of the respective times. So, our next topic is historiography in the medieval period. The style of writing Rajataragini, The History of Kashmir by Kalhana in the 12th century CE, is quite close to the concept of a modern historiography. Kalhana himself says that he wrote this text after critically examining various sources like inscriptions, coins, remains of ancient monuments, dynastic records, and logical traditions. In the medieval India, the historians in the courts of Muslim rulers were influenced by Arabic and Persian historiography. Among them, Ziauddin Barani holds an important place. In Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi, a book written by him, he has stated the purpose of historiography. According to him, the historian's duty is not limited only to the recording of the ruler's value and policies of welfare, but he should also write about the ruler's failing and incorrect policies. Barani further says that a historian should also take into consideration the impact of the teaching of the wise, the learned, and the saint on the cultural life of a people. Thus, Barani expanded the scope of historiography. Students, we know that the historians in the Mughal courts praising the emperors and exhibition of loyalty became more important. The custom of adding suitable poetic quotes and beautiful pictures was also introduced. Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire, wrote the autobiography entitled Tuzuk-e-Babri. It contains the description of the battles fought by him. Babur also recorded his minute observation of various regions and cities traveled by him, including the local economy, customs, and the flora. Abul Fazl's Akbarnama is a very important from the viewpoint of critical historiography. His method of collecting authentic historical documents and their scrutiny is looked upon as a devoid of bias and hence realistic. Bakar is an important type of historical documents of medieval times. It contains eulogies of the heroes and stories of historic events, battles, lives of great men. Marathi Bakhar are various types. That is, Sabhasad Bakhar was written by Krishnaji Ananta Sabhasad during the region of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. It is an important Bakhar for getting information about the rule of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Then next Marathi Bakhar is Bahusahibанची Bakhar, describes the battle of Panipat. Another Bakhar entitled Panipatachi Bakhar is also about the same event. Holkaranची Kaifiyat provides information about the Holkars and their contribution to the Maratha rule. Bakhars can be divided into various types such as biographies of kings, dynastic history, descriptions of events, history of a sect, autobiographies regarding grievance based on mythologies and state administration by a king. So, our next topic is historiography in the modern period. In the 20th century, the Indian archaeological exploration and research started under the British rule. A number of ancient sites were excavated under the supervision of Sir Alexander Cumming, the first Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. He chose mainly the sites mentioned in the Buddhist text for this purpose. Harappan civilization was discovered during the tenure of Sir John Marshall. Because of this discovery, the antiquity of Indian history could be traced to 3rd millennium BCE or even earlier. Many British officials in India wrote about Indian history. Their writings display strong influence of the colonial policies of the British. 3 volumes of the history of British India written by James Mill were published in 1817. This was the first book on Indian history written by a British historian. It clearly reflects an absence of objective perspective and a prejudice about various aspects of the Indian culture. The History of India, written by Mountstuart Elphinstone, governor of Bombay, now Mumbai, was published in 1841. The period of Maratha Empire is very important in the Indian history. Grant Duff's name stands out among the British officers who wrote about Maratha history. He wrote the book entitled A History of Marathas. This book is published in 3 volumes. Grant Duff's writing also shows the British inclination of condemning Indian culture and history. Similar tendency is witnessed in colonial Todd's writing about Rajasthan's history. So, student, our today's topic is over. Till then, enjoy learning. Thank you.